Hello and welcome once again to Light Guidance Live for 9. This is episode number 26, and today it's on keeping your faith. And perhaps many of you have heard before keeping the faith as a saying. And I'm curious what that might mean to you. For me, keeping my faith, it's about doing the things that honor me, to be the person I want to be, to believe in the things that I believe based off my life experience, based on the research that I've done into why I believe what I believe, and then doing my very best to put that out into the world, and then letting it go. Oftentimes, we'll say, we get all dressed up, we go out and we have this expectation of the kind of day, we want to have. It's our, we have a big job interview, or, our first date, or, we have a big meeting, or we have a big game. We have all, whatever it may be that's important to us that we've prepared for. We've put in some time, some effort, some mental energy, some emotional energy, and we've put this into ideally having an outcome that we like. Sometimes we put all that in and the outcome isn't at all what we wanted, or exactly what we wanted, and we're let down. Well, keeping our faith would be understanding that, well, perhaps we did not achieve that particular goal, realize that particular dream, attain that particular level of whatever it was, gain that level of whatever you needed, whatever you wanted. But within that, there's something bigger happening. There's more to the picture than we can see quite yet, we can't quite see around the corner, but there's something different coming. And the way our minds process information, the way that we perceive time and space and experience, it often ends up seeming to be better if we allow that there is better available to us. We have to have faith in that. And so we have to, do the work of being ourselves, and then put our best foot forward, put our best effort, and then see what happens. And then be okay with what happens. And that's where your true faith is. It's very easy to have your faith when everything is going just your way. It's very easy to be calm and cool and being appreciative and being grateful, to be in grace when everything's going your way. But when things get tough, or when things aren't going your way at all, that's when you really find out how strong your faith is. Because when it might look like just absolute things are falling apart around you, if you can stand there, maybe bend your knees a little bit, get a bit better balance, and realize that, hey, this is okay. There's something bigger at work here that can see the big picture that I can't. And I have faith in that it knows what it's doing, and that I'm going to end up where I need to be and play my part as I need to be for the greater good. So that's faith, and that could be a tough place to get. We're conditioned, we're biologically conditioned to want to be comfortable. We want the light to be just right. You don't want it to be too bright. You don't want it to be too dark where you can't see. You don't want it to be too cold. You don't want it to be too hot where you're like, oh man, it's so hot. So we're biologically predisposed to want comfort. And we want balance. We want balance, so we can, sit, so we can stand, so we can ride a bike, walk, run. So we want that, We want relative comfort of proximity with each other. Again, it's based on comfort. If someone's right up in your grill, it's like, unless you really like them, you don't want to be that close to somebody. We want comfort. So when we get outside of that, we're a little off balance, a little too hot, a little too cold, a little too close. Can you keep your faith? Can you keep your grace? You can. Do you all the time? I don't know. I'm not at all there all the time. in many out and about situations where, say in traffic, I'm getting so much better about just letting it be. Not going to get all tense. I can't drive that car for the person in front of me or the person behind me, or I have no idea what they're going through. I have no idea what kind of life they're having, day they're having, situations they're facing, whether they're, who knows. I've gotten better at that. I used to be like just tense behind the wheel of a car. I was like, rah, rah, rah. I'm getting much, much better there. It's been a great place to practice, actually, because it's fairly, you don't want to go into road rage, but you don't have to see these people. They go by or they're slow, but you can just let them go. You might not ever see them again. So how much power do you want to give them? But so it's a great place to practice, is in traffic, or just out and about, at the store, at the convenience store, whatever. Sometimes there's a long line at the grocery store, and there's that couple people that are in a hurry. They're looking for the other line. They're looking for the shortest line. They got places to go, and you can see them getting tense, and they get their chance to go finally, and they're like, just completely don't even acknowledge, the cashier, or perhaps they're just kind of mowing over the other customers. But that's their thing. Good for them. But and that's another place we can practice keeping our faith. And they're kind of easier places. Now, when it gets tough, something maybe static at work, that's a bit tougher, because now work's important. A, we really care about it, and B, most of us need said work, to make a living, so that we can afford to take care of ourselves and our families, our places to live, our cars, our bills, our responsibilities. So when things get shaky there, can you stay in your faith? Can you have, your boss just like rah, 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 and give you a hard time about whatever it might be, and not be too bothered, and take what they have to say and say, you make a good point, and I do need to address that, and thank you for sharing it and being cool. Or you're like just seething, you're like, oh, and you're just thinking all this stuff, what you wish you could say, and actually you can, but is it going to serve you? I don't know. But or your coworkers, or for most of us, the closer it gets, the more important it gets, the harder it gets to stay balanced and calm and cool. And I know, like with my closest relationships, if I find out that I've been letting them down, I have a hard time staying balanced in that. It hurts me to know that I let someone I care down. And then so my balance goes there, and my faith is actually it's like reality shaking. So that's a place where, my final frontier, it's funny, we often think the final frontier is way out there, conquering space. First it was this nation, then it was a space, then it was moon, then it was, getting to Mars, and we're deep at the bottom of the ocean and out to the stars. When the final frontier, it's right here. It's our minds and it's our hearts. When we can master those, and all that rest of it is going to be just fine. It's like we get all caught up in the material and all the conflict and it's all the work, it's fun out there, but the faith starts right here, and keeping your faith starts right here, and then keeping your faith, it's in here, and it stays right here, and being in honor of yourself, and being cool when things are getting hot, and being calm when things are getting chaos, that's truly keeping your faith and living in it. And that is something to strive for. And again, I'm coming to these things. These are things I'm sharing with you. These are things I am struggling with daily. Just yesterday, I was having a close one on, again, this one very close to me. You just had one of those days where we were just finding out we'd been missing for each other. I was doing most of the missing. But then today I've been working on something long term. I've been working on this business, just starting my very own business, this coaching business, and very first time doing my own thing, and starting pretty much from scratch, and just working on building this thing up, and it's all new to me. And it's like, wow, this is tough. It's a lot of work, and I'm trying to have an expectation, but a part of me still, I'm like the rest of you. I want to have a place to live. I've got bills to pay, but so I'm doing all this work, and little by little, pieces are coming together. And today I had a nice little piece show up, and by no means is it an end all be all, but it was just so nice because the faith in this work I've been doing, and it's pretty, asking for a lot and trying a lot and putting a lot forward and a lot out there, and it's starting to come back a little bit. So I just wanted to share with you to keep your faith. Your faith is strong. Your faith is so incredible, powerful, and you are so worth the effort of keeping your faith and being your faith and living it, because it's powerful and you deserve that peace. So all the best to you. Thanks for all you do. I will be on here again tomorrow for another Live for 9. Till next time, take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.